Hello everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and welcome back to another video. I am a little bit sick, so let's get through this without coughing. But we're here with another Aftertalk, talking about what happened in Formula 1 in April of 2025. So, what Grand Prix are we going to talk about? The Formula 1 Lenovo Japanese Grand Prix, the Formula 1 Gulf Bahrain Grand Prix, and the Formula 1 STC Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I'm going to show you my bingo cards. I'm pretty sure that it hasn't changed too much. The current driver standings, current constructor standings, and where to next. And I feel a cough coming, so I'm going to take a sip of my drink. And hope that is it. Anyway, Japanese Grand Prix. I can feel the cough coming. 1 second. Formula 1 Lenovo Japanese Grand Prix. Before the Grand Prix even started. Breaking news. Yuki Tsunoda to replace Lawson at Red Bull. Yeah. Fun! Anyway, Jack Doohan had a very hard crash in FP2. He ended up racing still, which is good for him. Alonso beached it a few minutes later, after the red flag was cleared, which caused another red flag. There were 2 fires on the grass, just like China last year, remember? Yeah, there were a total of 4 red flags in FP2. There was red in FP3, I believe, 2 more times for grass fire. Again. To be honest, it was really dry in that period, so you can't blame them. Ollie made it to Q3. Yeah. And Yuki got stuck in Q2. But that's okay. It's fine. The lap record of Suzuka, previously owned by Sebastian Vettel, is demolished. It is now owned by Max Verstappen. It was a bit of a boring race. Too bad we have to get up at 7 for this. But, you know, the only exciting bit was when Max and Norris came out of the pits at the exact same time. Norris ended up going full lawnmower mode. No damage to the car. Great. A fact. Every time Max started on pole in Suzuka since 2022, he won the race. That is one right now. Norris 2nd and Oscar 3rd. Now the rookies. Kimi with the fastest lap in P6. Hadjar P8, scoring points for himself for the first time this season. In P8, Ollie P10, Doohan P15, and Lawson P17, and Bortoleto P19. Bahrain! Yeah. My throat's not having it today. Like, not at all. Anyway, Bahrain. Alonso's steering wheel came off in FP2, either planned or accidental. It looked odd. There were a lot of grip issues in FP3, but then again, they drive that in daylight and not in moonlight. So yeah. Ollie, Bortoleto and Lawson out in Q1, while Yuki went through. Ollie ended up last, but you'll see that in a bit. There was a red flag. Esti Besti was in the wall. Teammate of Ollie Behrman. The impact seemed hard, but it wasn't too bad. It was right here. Right here. Yeah. Remember that time when Nikita Mazepin went into the wall in his first race? Right there. Hadjar and Doohan out in Q2. Red Bull Racing barely made it through to Q3. Yes, both of them. Both of them. Oscar pole, Russell 2nd and Leclerc 3rd. Gasly P5, great for him. Max P7 and Yuki 10. Is alright, I guess. Now the rookies. Kimi in P4, Doohan P11, Hadjar P12, Lawson P17, Bortoleto P18, and Ollie Behrman decided he wanted to do a last to first challenge, so he started in P20. Let me tell you, he actually did well. He did really well. In the first corner, he already had 3 cars. And that in a pretty shit car that is Haas. Well, it's not really a shit car, considering how many points and how they've been doing. They're pretty consistent, which is really good for a team like Haas, which is constantly at the back. I am proud of Ollie, what he's doing so far. But then, Kimi and Russell to drop one position on the grid for standing in the fast lane before the start time was even announced. Now that is something you do not do, okay? That's something you do not do. Norris had a false start, aka he was out of position on the grid. He rolled forward out of the box, the grid box, before lights out, and that's illegal. So he got 5 seconds. Yeah. There were lots of collisions. A few penalties were awarded. I will not name all of them because let's just say I forgot, and also I don't want to because my throat really hurts. I really shouldn't be recording, but I don't have a video for today made. So yeah, I have to. I'll sit through the pain for you guys. But I'll cut out all the coughs. A safety car, not even a virtual safety car. There was debris on track from all the collisions. Sainz retired after he cashed in his 10-second time penalty. You have to basically do that, otherwise you get a grid penalty for the next race. So they basically cash it in, do like an out/in lap, and then retire if the car's heavily damaged. There's no rule against it. So yeah, they're doing that. The desert was not kind to the telemetrics. On the live timing, if you had like the map of like the track, you could see Russell like somewhere over here in a neighboring town. There were also lots of DRS issues. But like that is just desert, and it was also pretty hot there. And normally, if you have been watching F1 since COVID like me, last few years Bahrain has hosted the opening round, which is in March. So the temperatures are down a lot. Ow, my throat hurts. Some water to fix it. So yeah, the technical stuff is supposed to withstand all of it, but I guess not. Oscar won the race, Russell second and Norris third, even though with his penalty. Max P6 after a last lap overtake on Gasly, who finished P7. The rookies, Ollie best placed rookie in P10. He did well. On the first lap he already had, like when the live timing sheet comes up with like how many seconds between each other, it already said Ollie had gained 5 positions, which is awesome. Kimi was P11, Hadjar P15, Hadjar P14, sorry. Doohan P15, Lawson P17 after a penalty of 10 seconds, and Bortoleto P19. And Hulkenberg in P13 got disqualified for skid block infringement. It was, that's basically the thing that makes the sparks. That thing was too worn down. Now to the hairpin track, as people would say, Saudi Arabia. Yuki had a crash in FP2, his first one for Red Bull Racing. Someone actually made a meme out of it, the reason why Yuki actually crashed. It's basically Norris throwing a red shot at Yuki. I love that. Doohan and Bortoleto out in Q1. Fun fact: Lance Stroll now holds the record for most Q1 exits. It's not as a fun fact as you would think, but still. Lawson, Hadjar, and Ollie were out in Q2. Sorry. This is the thing. When I have a cold, my brain just shuts off. In Q3, a red flag for Lando Norris, who hit the wall in turn 5. That's a pretty fast place to crash, to be honest. Supermax puts it on pole with an extraordinary lap, which is actually now also a lap record. Oscar second and Russell third. The rookies, Kimi P5, Lawson P12, Hadja P14, Ollie P15, Dune P17 and Bortoletto P20. It's not his favorite track. This track takes balls, okay? You have to be you have to be like really speedy. So yeah. Gasly and Yuki crashed together. Yuki later retired in the pits and the safety car got out to get Gasly's car out of the way. Another fun fact. Last year, Gasly was also the first retiring car. But that time he had a technical issue. Max Verstappen got a 5-second time penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. To be fair, turn 1, lap 1, Oscar had no intention of making that corner until after Max was off track. Thank you very much. You can see it on the onboard. Call me salty, call me a hardcore Max fan, but it is facts, okay? The FIA is just helping McLaren, and it's unfair. Just like how they, helped Mercedes win everything. It wasn't funny anymore. The sport was just not fun anymore. So if they want to keep the sport fun, they shouldn't be biased. Lawson got a 10-second time penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage as well. Oscar won, Max second, and Leclerc third. If the race was just a little bit longer, I think Max would have gone in. And also, if the penalty was reversed, then Max would have won instead of Oscar. Max was within 5 seconds. So if they ended up reversing it on the same day, then, Max would have gone in. But they didn't. Leclerc third. I misspelled it so badly. I now see. I was speed typing though, so yeah. How did the rookies do? Well, Kimi P6, Hadja P10, Lawson P12, Ollie P13, Dune P17 and Bortoletto P18. For the first time since Mark Webber, an Aussie is leading the championship. You will see in a bit what I mean with that. Here we have my bingo card. The only thing I crossed off was the grass fire. And, of course, added number 6 to the list of rookies who have scored points. And that's all. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the rookie gets a podium. It will most definitely be Kimi. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still waiting for all the other things. And now, I won't say a lot of things for the rest of this, because, gonna see the drive standings. Because mainly, my throat is dying. So I'm only gonna do the outro and say the last few races, so yeah. Pause if you need to read. And then I'll go to the next one now. And again, pause if you need to read. And also I'm going to make a point in writing it out in full. Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. Okay, I'm going to make a point of it. Because that is their name. Or the others, I'm just going to write down their normal name for the team. But with Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, I'm going to write out their full name because they made a point of it during the live reveal. Anyway, where to next? Well, we have 3 races coming up. We have F1Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, 2nd till the 4th of May. Funny enough, race day is on my mother's birthday. Formula 1 AWS Gran Premio del Made in Italy dell'Emilia Romagna, aka Imola, 16th till 18th of May. And then Formula 1 Tag Heuer Grand Prix de Monaco, 23rd till 25th of May. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You have to subscribe because my throat is dying. Okay, you have to subscribe for that. And also, leave a like if you enjoyed it. But that's it from me for now, and I shall see you guys in another video. Goodbye!